Please feel free to interrupt me whenever you have any difficulties or maybe do not understand with my explanation or maybe you think I talk too fast or anything. Please feel free to remind me. You can interrupt me during the online class rather than you stay quiet, but later when I give you homework like only 5 students out of 20 that submitted back to me, it will be more stressful for me. So please, whenever you have any question or getting difficulties, feel free to ask. Do not stay quiet. I will not get mad if you ask me so many questions. So please feel free to ask me any question. Now let us discuss the question 4. We already have the number from 1 until 20. For the set A, it is multiple of 2. Is there anyone who want to help me to make list for the members in the set A? Anyone want to help me? What members are there? 2. And then after that, 2, 4. Oh, sorry, 2, 4, and then 6, 8, and then 10. Okay. 12, 14, and then 16, 18, and then done. Or the 20 also include?
Yes.
Yeah, 20 is included. So here is the member of A. For the members of B, what are they? Anyone want to help me to make a list? What is B? 3, 6, 6, 9, 12, and then 15 and 18. Okay, thank you. Now for the C, multiple of 4. What number that is multiple of 4?
4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
Okay, 4, 8, 12, and then 16 and 20. Now we already have the circle, but the circle has no label. Now our job, we have to label the circle and then which circle that it will be for set A, which circle it will be set B, which circle it will be set C. Now maybe we can focus on the circle that is having like this is. We can focus on the circle that is have inner circle and also outer circle. In here, you can check this one first. If we have this type of two circle, it means later there will be like another set that the member will be exactly same with like with the bigger one, but only some is different. So which set do you think the most inside one? Is it set A, B, or C? Which one? Yeah, so the inner one, it will be set C. This is will be set C. And then outer C, it will be set what? This is the, yeah, it will be set A, not set B. So next to A, it will be set B. Why do I make the A is outer at C? When you look at the set A and also set B, in here you can see that the member are almost the member on C, all of them are axis in the set A. So it means the set C is inside of set A. Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay, if no one get confused, maybe we can find all of the intersection. It is always easier when we fill in the numbers start from the intersection. So we can start it from the intersection between C and B. What number that is intersection between C and B? Anyone want to help me?
12.
4. C and B, are you sure? No, I'm asking C and B. 12. Okay, sorry. It's supposed to be 12. So now when we already have the C and B, we can move to the next intersection. Because this is for this part. For this part is outer C. It means we need to find the intersection between A and B. For this part. Anyone want to help me to find what number that is intersection between A and B?
6, 12, 18.
6, 12, and 18. But the number 12, we already put it in as the intersection between C and B. It means the number 12, we don't have to write it anymore. No, we only have to write for the intersection between A and B. We will write it as 4. Oops, sorry, where is my eraser? Okay, so what number it will be? 4. After 4, what number? For the A and B, is it 4? No. 6. After 6, what number? 6 and then?
18.
Sorry, how many? 18? Yeah, 6 and 18. Now we can complete the circle. We can start from the C. For the circle C, we already have the 12. So what number else that haven't been on the circle C? What number else that have been 4? And then what number else? 4. And then 8,
16,
8,
20.
16, and 20. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused? Okay. If no one get confused, now let us move to the circle A. For the set A, what number do I have to put inside? For the circle A, what number that I haven't tried? 2. Okay. What number else other than 2? 2, 10, and then what number else? Okay, sorry if the 10 is not in wrong. Okay, 10. After that, how many? 14. 14, and then what number else? How many?
16.
16. 16 already. Because see, when we write the circle A, we have to focus on the whatever inside the circle A. That's why we have to write it from the circle that is very inside. And then we can go outside later on. So later there will be no number that we write it twice. So is there any number else that we miss? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So it's already complete, yeah, for the circle A. So now we can go to the circle B. What number in the circle B that we haven't write?
3, 9,
3, 9, and then what number else?
15.
Okay, 15. Now, is there any number else that we haven't write? That we have to put in outside all of the circle?
1.
1. After that? After 1, 5, and then how many? 1, 5, 7 or 11?
7.
7, and then
11.
11, and then
13.
13. Okay, what number else?
17.
Sorry, 19. 19, 17. Okay, what number else that we haven't, maybe we miss? Is there any number else that we miss? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already, 6 already, 7 already, 8 already, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 already, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So all the numbers already done. So now we can answer the question B. If a number is chosen at random, calculate each of the following probabilities. PA. So what is the probability of getting A? How many members are there inside of circle A? How many members are there inside the circle A?
10.
10. So it will be 10. Out of how many numbers are there in total?
20.
20. So we can simplify it, make it into 1 per 2. Is there anyone who get confused?
No.
No? Okay. If no one get confused, I will move to the question 2. Probability of A intersection B. How many members are there that is in the part of intersection A and B?
3.
2.
2 or 3? Someone said 3, someone said 2. So inside the circle A and B, so there are 3 intersection, 3 members of the intersection, 6, 12, and also 18. So it will be 3 out of 20. Is there anyone who get confused still? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If no one get confused, I will move to the question 3. Probability when B is intersection C.
1 per 20.
1 per 20 because it's only one member. The member only 12. So we write it as 1 per 20, not 12 per 20. Okay, now for the question 4. Probability when B union C. How many members are there when B is union C?
8.
And 10.
How many? Someone said 8, someone said 10. How many members are there? B union C. So we combine whatever number inside the circle C and also all the numbers inside the circle B. So the number will be 4, 8, 20, 16, 12, 6, 18, 3, 9, 15. So in total there are 10 members. So it will be 10 out of 20, which is equals to 1 per 2. Is there anyone who get confused? Or maybe I talk too fast?
No.
Some of you already type it through the chat box. I can read it. Thank you for those who already trying your best to participate. Now for the question 5. Probability when A is union B dash. So it means we have to take all the numbers outside the circle A union B. So how many members are there?
11.
7 or 11?
7.
Yes, it will be 7 because A union B, it means the number have to be inside the circle A and B. But there is dash, so it means we have to take the number outside the circle A and B. They are the numbers 5, 19, 7, 17, 1, 11, 13. So in total there are 7 numbers. So it will be 7 out of 20. Okay, is there anyone who get confused?
No.
No? Okay. If no one get confused, let us move to the question B6. A union B union C dash. We can solve it from the A union B first. From the A union B, what number are they? A union B, but outside the circle C also. How many it will be there? Maybe we can start from the A union B. A union B, how many members are there for the A union B?
13.
Yeah, A union B, it will be 13 numbers. And then we combine it again with the number outside the circle C. So which number that is outside the circle C? There will be 2, 6, 10. So maybe to make it easier, I will just try to shade the make a shading. So for the first one, we can find for the A union B first. So this is for the A union B. I will shade the part which one is the A union B with the green for the green shading. This is it will be for the A union B. So whatever member there, it will be the A union B. Now for the other one, we have to union. We have to combine it again with the number outside the circle C. Because it is outside the circle C, let me put another color. Maybe this is outside the circle C. Where is my pencil? This is outside the circle. Oops, sorry. This is outside the circle C. Sorry, not really neat because I'm not using ruler. This is outside the circle C. This is outside the circle C. This is also outside circle C. Outside circle C. Outside circle C. Outside circle C. This is also outside. This is outside. This is outside circle C. So in the end, we circle all of the things inside the square. So it means we have to take everything. So it will be 20 out of 20, which is equals to 1. Is there anyone who get confused or still do not understand? Because it says union. If it is union, we have to add it more. But when it is like intersection, if it is intersection, we only take where the part is on getting to shading the red and also green. But this is union, so it means we have to take whatever that I put a green color and also whatever that I put the red color. So because everything I put color, so from the outside the green color I put the red one, and then even inside the green one I put another red one. So it means I will take everything. So it will be 20 out of 20, which is equals to 1. Is there anyone who get confused still? It's okay to tell me if you are still confused before I move to the next subtopic. Is there anyone who get confused? Hello. Okay. Yeah. So for if it is union, you have it will be easier if you make like a shading on it. So for the A union B, I can put a green shading. For the A union B, for inside the circle A and circle B, I will put a green color. And then I union, it means I will combine it again with the C dash. C dash it means outside C. Outside C it can be outside the circle A and B. It also can be some part of A. It can be some part of B. So I have to take everything out. I have to combine everything outside C. So from the very first one, from the A union B, I already find the combine. I already put a green color. I will take A and B, all of them, because it says A union B. So it means I have to take whatever inside on the circle A and B. But again, for the next operation, I have union C dash. I have to combine it again with all the things outside the circle C. Outside the circle C, it can be outside circle AB, it can be on the circle A, it can be on the circle B. Because for the very first one, for the A union B, I will take everything inside the circle A and B, and then I combine it with C dash, which is outside C. It will be outside circle A and circle B also. So it means I will take everything. Is there anyone who get confused still or still do not understand, or maybe my explanation is confusing for you? Hello?
No.
Okay, if you have no confusion, let us move to the relative frequency. It is easier for the relative frequency. So later, probability is actually an easy chapter as long as you want to read the question properly and you want to try your best. Probability is way easier rather than the arc length. Yeah, I know. If that's why I decide to move to the probability first before I go to the factor, because factor later it will be drawing again. I don't think you will like it if you have lot of drawing in our class. So I skip the factor, I go to the probability because it is easier. So please later if you have any difficulties or confusion, please kindly feel free to ask me any question. Now for the relative frequency in here, if relative frequency, usually it will be related like I make a lot of experiment on it. So like maybe I will try to roll the dice, or maybe I try to spin a coin or anything like that in many times. So maybe I try to throw the dice like 30 times. And then I need to find the relative frequency of getting number 1. So the first thing in here, I need to find the probability of getting number 1 on a dice. Is there anyone knows what is the probability of getting number 1 on the dice? Yes, it will be 1 per 6. When we know it is 1 per 6, I need to multiply it with how many experiment that I have later on. because I have like 30 experiments. So later for the relative frequency, it will be 1 per 6 times 30, which is equals to 5. The number 5, we call it as relative frequency. So we try to predict how many times number 1 will comes out when I try to throw the dice like 30 times or something. Yeah, because if I try if one number, it will be getting one chance, right? Because there are 6 numbers, so it means for each number the probability it will be 1 per 6. If later I try to throw the dice for 30 times, so it will be 1 per 6 times 30. So it means it will be 5. If it is a normal dice, for each number, for number 1 it will be comes up for 5 times, number 2 it will be comes up for 5 times, number 3 it will comes up for 5 times, and so on. That is what we call as relative frequency. To make it easier, maybe I will show you with an example in here. This is if in the example, if we don't know the probability of getting the, in here we have the, wait, it's blocked by something, sorry. Okay, for the example in here, I already have like a tin can. I try to throw it for 25 times. In here, you have to find the probability when will I get the ends or in the sides. And then when I try to check, when I try to throw it 250 times, and then when I calculate, there are 37 when I can find the ends. The ends is like the top or the bottom of it, and then it will be the sides. So the rest it will be for the numbers of the sides. So for the relative frequency in here, it will be 37 for getting the ends out of the total of experiment that I have. So I can round it off, become 0.148. And then to get the sides, it will be 213 out of the how many experiment that I have. So I will get 0.852. So from here, later I will be having a probability for getting the ends. It will be 0.148. For getting the sides, it will be 0.852, something like that. Is there anyone who get confused still? Is there anyone who get confused still? Okay. Okay, if no one asks me any question, this is the thing that I told you before. So like maybe later I already have the probability. To find the frequency, relative frequency, I just need to multiply the probability. I multiply it with how many experiment that I have, because there are 250 people in here, and then the probability of knowing each other, it will be 0.032. So it means 0.032. I will multiply it by 250. So it means there will be 8 people in the group. Is there anyone having question or still do not understand?
No.
No? Okay. If no one have no question, I will move to the another example. This is also the same thing. Later we can just to find the, we already have the frequency relative, which is equals to 8, and then we have the probability of winning is 0.016, and then we have to find how many dogs are there in total. So we can do a probability will be equals to the number that we are going to find, the most favorable one, which is equals to 8, and then we divide by the total possible result. We are going to find the total possible result. So we can just the 0.16 and the t, they will be replacing each other or exchange the place. So the t, it will be equals to 8 divided by 0.016, which is equals to 500. So it means there are 500 stocks are there in total in the competition. Is there anyone having any question? Okay, if the one that you are going to looking for is at denominator, you will be having division, but is the unknown one is at numerator, you will do multiplication. If in case you forget when do you have to do division or when do you have to do multiplication, depends on where is the unknown one. If the unknown is at denominator, you have to do division. If the unknown one is at numerator, you will have to do multiplication. Now maybe we can try to do the exercise 33.5 on your textbook, page 483. So in here, a boy calculate that he has probability 0.004 of winning the first prize in a photography competition. And then if the selection is made random, if 500 photographs are entered into the competition, how many photographs did the boy enter? Yeah, it will be 500 times 0.004. How many it will be? Hello, do you understand or do you get confused with my explanation?
Understand.
Okay,
Understand.
because
He understood.
Just open the book.
oh yeah, 500, sorry. Because the class is so quiet, so I thought that you do not understand or you are keeping all of your doubt for yourself or something like that. Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the question 2. The probability of getting any particular number of on a spinner game given is 0.04. How many numbers are there in on the spinner? Anyone knows?
Um,
Um, if full probability, it will be equals to how many? The most the highest probability, it will be equals to how many?
100.
No, it's not 100. If you say 100, you have to mention 100%. So if it is normal, if it is like the most highest value for the probability, it will always equals to 1. Now for a number, it will be 0.04. So how many numbers are there to get 1? You can do it like ratio. Where is my pen? So if one number, this is on a spin particular number, so one number, for one number, the probability is 0.04. Now, how many numbers are there in total to make the full probability, full circle, which is equals to 1? How many numbers are there in total? Someone told me it is 2500. Is there anyone who got different answer or do
4.
not even trying? How many?
Is it 4?
No, not 4. Not 4. I disagree with 4. How many it will be? Hello? Is my voice not audible or is there anything confusing? Please let me know if you have any confusion. Do not stay quiet.
25.
25 or 200? Yeah. So how to do it? Yeah, if one number, okay, if you are getting confused, the probability of getting any particular number on a spinner, you know a spinner, right? You know a spinner,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, maybe if you get confused, I will just draw a random spinner like this. Oops, sorry. This is a random spinner like this. I divide the spinner into 8. So if I want to find what is the probability of getting the one that I already shade, what is the probability of this part? Anyone knows?
1 out
Hello.
of 8.
Yeah, 1 out of 8. Because why it is 1? Because it is only one side. Why it is out of 8? Because there are 8 number. So this is also the same thing for 0.04. For the one number, maybe to make it easier, you can change it into a fraction. One number, it will be 4 per 100. You can make it into fraction, become 1 out of 25. So it means if one number, the chance or the probability is 1 per 25, so it means on the spinner in total there are 25 number. Or is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused? Like this spinner I divided into 8 parts. And then if I want to find any number on it, the answer, the probability, it will be 1 per 8. So same thing for this question, the probability of getting any number on a spinner is 0.04. I can change it into a fraction, become 1 out of 25. So the 1 is for the any number on it, 25 is the total number on it. So there will be 25 numbers in total. Or you can do, if you do not want to try to make it into a fraction, you want to just use a calculator, you can do 1 divided by 0.04, is it equals to 25? Something like this. Is there anyone having any difficulties or getting confused? You can do like that, 1 divided by 0.04 also okay, because if a full probability, it will be equals to 1 if only one number 0.04. So if I want to find the full how many number are there to get one probability, I just do 1 divided by 0.04 also can, or you can change it the probability into fraction also okay. Is there anyone having difficulties or getting confused so far? Hello? No? Okay. If no one get confused, I will move to the next question. A bag contains seven red, 5 blue, 3 green, and 1 yellow. Now we have to find the probability of getting yellow. Before we find the probability of getting yellow, we can try to find how many counters are there in total. How many counters are there in total? 16. So if yellow, it's only one yellow, so the probability it will be 1 out of 16. Thank you for those who already answered through the chat box. Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay, if no one get confused, let us move to the probability of getting red counters. What is the probability of getting 7 out of? Hello?
16.
Yeah, 7 out of 16. Correct, Nico. Thank you. For the question C, blue or green? What is the probability of getting blue or green?
8 out of 16.
Yeah, 8 out of 16, which is equals to 1 out of 2. Okay, is there anyone having confusion in here? No? Okay. If no one asks me any question, then I will assume most of you understand already. For the question D, red, blue, or orange? What is the probability?
15.
Yeah, 15 out of?
16.
Yeah, do not forget to write 15 out of 16. Probability will never be bigger than 1. So it can be a fraction, it can be a decimal. So when you write only 15, do not forget to write the denominator. For the question E, not blue.
11 out of 16.
Okay, 11 out of 16. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused?
No.
Easy, right? Still easy, right? Okay.
Yes.
If no one get confused, we still have like 5 minutes left. We can continue to the question 4. Yeah, for the question 4, a boy collects marbles. He has following colors: 28 reds, and then 14 blue, 25 yellow, 17 green, 6 purple. And then you have to find the probability when it is red. Anyone knows? What is the probability? Probability of getting red.
8 per 90.
How many?
28, 90.
28 out of 90. Can we simplify this?
14 per 45.
Okay, 14 per 45. Thank you. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused? Please feel free to ask me any question. Probability is easy. The things in here, you just need to read the question properly and try your best. Because if you do not want to try, everything will be hard for you. Okay, if no one asks me any question, I will continue to the question B. Probability of getting blue. What is the probability of getting blue? Anyone knows? 7 or 14? Sorry?
14 out of 90.
Okay, 14 out of 90, we can make it into 7 out of 45. Okay. For the question C, yellow or blue? What is the probability of getting yellow or blue?
39.
39 out of 90. Can we simplify this?
13 out of 30.
Okay, thank you. For the question D, purple.
Out of 90.
Yeah, 6 out of 90. We can simplify it become 1 out of 15. Okay, for the E, not purple.
84.
84 out of
90.
how many it will be? Can we simplify this?
14 out of 15.
Okay, 14 out of 15. Is there anyone who get confused at question 4? Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If no one get confused, I will move to the question 5. The question is already in your textbook, so you can answer the question directly on your textbook. It is at the page 483. Okay, let us continue for the blue. The probability is 0.25, red is 0.2, yellow is 0.15, green is 0.35, white is 0.05. If there are 49 green marbles, so what is the probability of getting green? Anyone knows? The probability of getting green? Anyone want to help me? Hello? Yeah, later using calculator, but now the question will not use any calculator. Just help me to find what is the probability of getting green. Hello? The probability is already there. I just want all of you to read. 0.35. Green. Read the question properly. It says green. This is the probability of getting green. Why did I have to take the green? Because the data in here we already have 49 green marbles. So we will focus on the green only. So when green is 0.35, 0.35 is equals to 49. Anyone want to help me maybe for the 0.5 or 0.05? Or maybe find the one. So if we already have the 0.35 is equals to 49, for finding the one, we can do 49 divided by 0.35. So from 0.35 to get 1, I need to divide by 0.35. That's why the 49, I need to divide it by 0.35 also. How many it will be? 49 divided by 0.35. Is it 140 or is there anyone got different answer?
140.
Okay, 140. So later we already have the total. The total is 140. So if we want to find the blue, the probability is 0.25 times with the total marbles that is there. The total is 140. So how many blue marbles are there? 35. Okay. Is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused so far? Or maybe my explanation is not clear enough?
No.
No? Okay. So the blue it will be 35 for the red. How many it will be for the red? Hello? 0.2 times with 140. It will be 28 marbles. For the yellow, how many are they? Yellow is 0.15 times with 140. How many it will be? Is it 21? Yeah.
21.
Okay, 21. So for the last one, for the white color, how many it will be? How many it will be? Is it 7? Or is there anyone who got different answer?
Same.
Yeah, same. Okay. I think that's all for today's class. It's already 2:45. For the homework, please kindly finish the exercise 33.5, question 1 until question 9. Later, I will repost the question through the Google Classroom. So for those who has no books, you can do it and submit it through the Google Classroom. Yes, 1 until 9. The question 1 until 5, we already discussed it. So you have to, but I want you to submit the answer still. For the question 6 until 9, you need to try it by yourself. For the question 1 until 5, I already show it in here. You just need to copy and then show it on your textbook. Okay, I think that's all for today's class. Good afternoon and thank you